Hello friends, welcome to CodeCrush Coding. In this video we are going to learn about static variable and static methods in Java. So we have already covered the topic of instance variables and local variable. So instance variable are declared inside the class but outside any particular method or constructor, and the local variable scope is inside a method. So what is the difference of instance variable, local variable and static variable? So before that we will learn about the static variable. So static variable are declared with the help of a static keyword. A static variable is used to refer to the common property of all the objects that is not unique for each object. So instance variable that we declared inside a class, it is unique for each object, but when you declared any static variable, it is common for all the objects in that particular class. For example, if you declared a company, so the company name of all the employees which are working in that particular company will be same. Similar goes with the college. The college name of all the students who have taken admission in a particular college will always be same. So before going into the theory, let's understand the practical implementation of static variable. So let's move towards our Eclipse editor. So here I have a class called example and a main method. So inside this class, what I will do, I will declare some instance variable. So let's declare the variables. Let's say int roll number. So this is of integer type, roll number. After that we will declare data type string for variable name, so it will accept the name. And let's take the third one, string, which will take the college name. Let's say college. So these are my three instance variable which are declared inside the class but outside the constructor and method. So to initialize these variables, I will declare one constructor. So how to declare a constructor? Same name as the class name. So I will copy paste this name here, and then you need to provide the I will provide here parameterized constructor to initialize these values. So I will provide the data type here. First one is int, let's say r for roll number. Then we will have string, let's say n for name, and the last one string c for college. And here I will initialize these particular values to this instance variable. So my roll number will be r, then second one is name, which will be n, and the last one college, which will be c. So I have initialized my three instance variable here, and after that I will try to create the object of this class. So I have class example. So in the main method I will create the object of class. So how to create the object? We know, with the help of class name example. Let's have the name of object as obj1 new, and then class name again example. And here we need to pass the three parameters because we have declared a parameterized constructor, and when you declare a parameterized constructor, Java will not automatically provide you the default constructor. So you need to pass these three values. So let's say roll number is 1, let's say name is ABC, and let's declare college name as XYZ. So this is my first object here, and now I will try to print the values of the first object. So how to print? With the help of sysout statement, sysout, and I will directly say here obj1 dot name. Then I will print, let's have space in between, then I will print obj1 dot roll number, and then space again, and then last value obj1 dot college. So let's save this code and try to run. So see, we are getting the values here, name as ABC, roll number as 1 and college as XYZ, because these are the three values that we pass to the constructor. Now if you try to create the multiple objects here, if I try to have another object here, let's say object 2, and let pass different values to it. Let's say its roll number is 2 and name is ASD and college name will be same, and we will try to print the values of object 2 as well. Let's copy paste this statement here, let's paste it here, and we will replace object 1 with object 2. So here we will have object 2, again object 2, and let's save this code and run now. So see, for the second one also we are getting the values. So you observed one difference here, as the name and roll number will be different for each student, but the college name will be same. So for all the objects the college name will be same. And what does the theory says for static variable? So static variable is used to refer the common property of all the objects. So this is the common property, right? College is the common property for all the objects. So we need to declare it static. So if we declare it static with the help of a static keyword, let's declare it static here, static. So now this is a static variable. So once you declared this static variable, you don't need to provide the values for each object. So what we will do, we will directly initialize this value here. Let's say name of college is XYZ. Okay, and now I will remove this college from this particular constructor. So I will remove this statement here, and also we need to remove it from here because now we are expecting only 2 parameters and all other things will remain same. So you will notice one difference here. So as here to access obj1.college and here obj2.college, and we have declared it as static and assign the value XYZ. Now let's try to run this code. Now still we are getting the output here, right? Because as it is a static variable, it is common to all the objects, and for all the objects this particular variable will be accessible. So for all the objects which will be created from this example class, will have the value of college as XYZ. So it also saves the memory, because every time you are not passing the value XYZ for each object, only a single time you are passing and all the objects are able to use it. I hope you understand the difference between a instance variable and static variable here. Another point here, static variable gets memory only once in the class at the time of class loading. So as you can see, we have declared it here. So at a single time the memory will be allocated and all the objects will be able to use it. Using a static variable, we make our program more memory efficient, and static variable belongs to the class rather than the object. Now the next question is, what is the static method? Before moving towards the static method, another thing we can cover here in the static variable is, so one of the practical implementation of static variable is like you can declare it when all the objects have a common property. Another thing is you can make use of static variable to make the count of number of objects created from the class. So how to do this? Let me remove this part here. Let's remove this particular part. Also remove here. Now we will take a default constructor, and inside this constructor let's first declare one static variable. Let's say we have a static variable of type integer, and let's say count is the name of variable, static int count. And now whenever we will create the object, we want to print how many objects are created. So we know that a constructor is called when we create the object. So let's first create the object here. Example, let's say obj1 equals to new example. So this is my first object. So what I will do, I will initialize this count variable to 0. Okay, and if I try to print here, before that I will increment this count each time when the constructor will be called. So when the constructor is called, when the object is created. So whenever the object is created, we will increment the count and we will print it, sys out, and we will say count. And now let's make another object here. Copy this statement. Now this is my object 2. Let's save this code, run now. So see, when the first time the object 1 is created, a constructor is called. So here the control will come and we will increment this count with 1, right? Now initially the value of count is 0, so it is incremented to 1. So the value of count is 1, so we are getting here 1. And now again we are creating the object 2. Now again the constructor is called, so here the control will come. Again we are incrementing the count with 1. So previous value was 1, so again it is incremented by 1, so the value is 2. So here we are getting 2. So 2 objects created and we are able to get the count as 2. So each time whenever the object will be created, this count will be incremented. Not every time the value of count is initialized to 0, means object 1 has changed the value from 0 to 1. So object 2 is getting here 1 value and again it is changing it to 2. So every time it will get the updated values to the object and not the initialized value. So that is the main use of static variable. Now I hope you understand the difference for the static variable, instance variable and the local variable. For the local variables you can watch the previous videos, and in the next video we are going to cover the static methods. So thank you for watching.